What you know, Alibis. Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi. Good to have you here. It's Friday, February 28th. Hope you guys have had a good day so far. I would have part one out yesterday, but by 2:30, I thought this is when mistakes happen in your editing process. Don't ask me how I know. We are going to finish up now with part two, most of which is Donna on the stand. Donna says she's never been arrested prior to November of 2023. She's been in jail 15 and a half months or 470 days. Within that period of time, she has been held in different locations. She was in solitary confinement first for a total of 50 days after her arrest. After that, from January of 2024 through August, she was in general population, an open pod. It had over 60 other inmates in that area. They were in a room with sections, and each section had 10 women who were separated by cement walls. She said it was fairly quiet with that many women because they were sectioned off into smaller groups. She was removed from that pod in August of 2024 due to maintenance that they needed to do in the area she was living. She was sent to the annex outside the jail. The annex is a temporary style building. She said it's not brick. And in the annex, there were 66 women in bunk beds, and it was open, so no dividers. She was there from August until February of this month. Her attorney asks about the call button the nurse testified to yesterday, and Donna confirms there aren't any in the pod that she was in or in the annex. Her attorney say they want to go into the motion for bond and talk about some of the medical conditions Donna is facing. Not all, but they talk about back and leg pain that she's having. She said she dealt with this 10 years prior to now, but it just started back a few months ago. She says she's having sciatic pain with a pulling and shooting pain down her leg. On the outside, she saw her orthopedist who gave her a steroid injection in her spine in an outpatient setting. Within 48 hours, her pain was gone. Once she started having this pain again in jail, she filled out a sick call form. She got that from the nurse, and she said the nurse comes twice a day, morning and evening. The pain started when she was in the annex. She doesn't remember when, but she was in there for 6 months. She did see the doctor and was told they don't treat that type of problem, but gave her some Tylenol. The defense asked if it helped her pain, and Donna smiles and said it's Tylenol. It's not going to do what I need to have done. She's requested treatment more than once, but hasn't had the opportunity to meet with medical staff since that first time about the spine issue. She's asked if when she does request treatment and she's not going to be seen, do they tell you that? Donna said if she doesn't hear anything back, she typically waits about a week and will fill out another form. She does write on that paper, this is request number 2 or 3. And sometimes they will write a response back to her on that paper, which is usually given to her at the end of the night by the pod officer who hands out papers to inmates. On one of the written responses, they told her she was already getting Tylenol. Her attorney asks if she talked to medical staff about a medical mattress that would alleviate some of the pressure in her legs. The doctor told her since she was sleeping on a metal bunk with a mattress this maybe a half of an inch thick, the doctor could try to get her a medical mattress. Donna had never heard of that, but thought it would be great. The doctor left the room and came back and told Donna they don't have those there, but maybe she could get a second mattress just to thicken it a bit to see if that gave her some relief. Donna did get that second mattress, and she said it helped relieve the pain she was having at night. On February 3rd, she was moved out of the annex and into protective custody in the main jail. That was due to her allegations of being abused by other inmates. Once she was in protective custody, she was asked why she had a second mattress, and Donna told them. However, they took it away, and she says she's had worse pain since then. She did speak to the doctor shortly after that second mattress was taken away. Donna was there for a separate reason, but informed the doctor that second mattress was gone. The doctor said she thought it was a good idea, but if Donna can't have it, she can't have it. Even when she had that second mattress, it didn't take away all of her pain. When the symptoms started, she only had pain when she was walking, which limited how much walking she could do. But now she gets it while she's sitting, lying down, and it comes and goes. She tells her attorney she's also having problems with her left arm. She has shooting pain from the top of her left shoulder down to the outside of her arm and into her forearm. She said the pain is hot. It's like a burning pain, and her thumb, index, and middle finger tingle as if there are ants crawling all over them, and says it's like a numbness. This is a new pain that began after she was assaulted by an inmate in October of last year. She did request medical treatment for her shoulder. They took an x-ray, but told her in the meantime she could have Tylenol. She has requested treatment several times since October. The x-ray was done around February 3rd of this year after she was moved into protective custody. She said the Tylenol has not helped with her pain. After the x-ray, Donna went back to the medical unit for another reason, but she was informed at that visit there was no fracture in her shoulder. She said they did not offer her any physical therapy and told her to keep taking the Tylenol. Another medical condition Donna wants to address in the motion for bond is a hearing issue. She has very narrow ear canals, and the wax builds up to the point that she has officers say, "Are you deaf, Adelson?" She told the officers she can't hear them and asked the doctor if there's anything they could do for her. Donna informed them what was normally done before her arrest. The doctor said in the jail they use a medication that softens the wax. You wait 3 or 4 days, and then Donna would come back and they would use a bulb syringe to flush out the wax. Donna said that wouldn't work, and the doctor said that's all they can do. When she was a free woman, she had been seeing a doctor for several years about this issue. She would go every 3 or 4 months to have that earwax removed. If she waited longer, she wouldn't be able to hear. The doctor would use an electronic device that he would put inside her ear to remove the wax. She said her hearing would improve immediately. Her attorney hands her a report from her doctor. It describes the treatment she would get for the earwax issue, and there was a recommendation that Donna continue receiving this same treatment in Tallahassee. During the time Donna's met with her attorneys at the jail and talked to them over the phone, she's had a hard time hearing them while discussing her case. She's also gotten in trouble with the guards several times for not doing what they asked her to do due to what Donna says is her not being able to hear. Since her incarceration, her hearing has gotten worse. Her attorney asks about her cutting her arm on February 1st of this year, just before she was moved into protective custody. Donna explained she was walking past the washing machine on her way to the restroom and bumped into a metal bracket that holds the washing machine in place and cut her arm pretty badly. When this happened, the med nurse was there doing morning meds. Donna said she was pouring blood, so she got in line with the other inmates to speak with the nurse. The nurse said, "Whoa, what happened to you?" Donna told her, and the nurse said, "That's a problem." Donna asked for a Band-Aid or gauze with antibiotic cream, but the nurse said she didn't have any and suggested Donna use toilet paper. Another inmate saw her bleeding and opened a sanitary napkin to put on her cut. She very quickly bled through that, so another inmate came over, took that one away, and gave Donna one of hers. Donna told the nurse, "This isn't going to stop bleeding, so what can you do?" The nurse said the best she could offer would be to fill out a medical request form. So Donna asked for one, but the nurse said she didn't have any. She told Donna, "I don't know what to tell you, but maybe the night nurse will have one." The injury happened around 9 or 10 in the morning, and the night nurse comes in between 11:30 p.m. and 2:30 a.m. Donna called Harvey, who told her to wash her arm frequently and keep it elevated. Other inmates brought her toilet paper to put on her wound, but it was sticking to the cut, so she continued to use sanitary pads. The night nurse told Donna she didn't have a medical form and hadn't had any for a while. She also didn't have a Band-Aid or Neosporin. Donna's other defense attorney pipes in here and says that some of the state's witnesses are back in the courtroom. The state says these are not witnesses who are going to be called again, and the judge just tells the defense to keep going. So, with no forms, Donna said she was lucky because there was a sergeant who accompanies the night nurse. The nurse said Donna's arm was a problem. So, the sergeant said they would make sure Donna got a band aid and also a medical form by the next day. She did get the form and the band aid from the sergeant that next morning. Her attorney hands her a photo from a few days after she got the wound. Donna says the photo shows a clear band aid over the wound, but she didn't get any additional medical treatment. Days later, she went to medical and they asked how long she had been wearing that bandage. Donna told them days. The medical staff said it needed to be cleaned and changed daily. So they cleaned the wound, changed the bandage, and put antibiotic cream on it. After that, there was no more treatment for the arm. Harvey told her if there was rust on the bracket she cut her arm on, she would need a tetanus shot. So she did get one. They move on to her complaints of shortness of breath. She said it's been going on at least 3 months, and this is not something she had prior to being arrested. She said it sounds like heavy breathing and mentions she has gained more than a third of her body weight while in jail. The diet there is all carbs and no protein, so when you get spaghetti with mashed potatoes, cornbread, and white bread, that's your dinner, and that's typical of what they get. They get no exercise, and they are confined to their beds in the annex most of the time. Sometimes they'd get a pod officer who would let them walk in a circle around the beds. But if you want to do exercises like wall push-ups or stretches, they're told this is not an exercise room. There is no exercising in here. They also don't get taken outside. Her attorney stops her and says, one issue at a time. When you were in the annex, was it your understanding that you would get to go outside? Donna says the inmate handbook says you get 3 hours outside per week. She says they haven't gotten 3 hours a week in the past 6 months. The judge interrupts and says, we got 30 minutes left in this hearing, so let's move on to the most pertinent matters. Her attorney switches over to the allegations where Donna said she was abused by other inmates. The first incident was in the annex shower. She explains there are 7 shower heads and she takes the same one, which is in the corner because it gives her more privacy. Donna goes to the shower very early in the morning since it's usually empty. As Donna starts to explain this, she gets very emotional and starts visibly shaking. She says she felt a hand go from the top of her butt up her back, and Donna yelled, "Stop it," and she turns around. The inmate asked if she liked it. Donna said to get out of here, and she started to scream. The inmate ran off. Donna says there are no guards in the shower or the restroom area. In another incident in October of 2024, Donna was in the bathroom around 10:30 at night to brush her teeth. There are 3 sink stations that have 4 sinks each. She was in the middle one holding her toothbrush with her right hand while balancing herself with her left hand. Another inmate came up behind her, grabbed and twisted her left arm and jerked it behind her back up towards her neck, and it hurt. She asked the inmate, "What are you doing?" And the inmate said, "You're going to buy me commissary." Donna said, "What?" And the inmate said, "Unless you want these pretty white teeth knocked out of your mouth, you're going to buy me commissary." Donna said, "Okay." And the inmate named a package she wanted and then left very quickly. On a scale of 1 to 10, Donna said her pain with that incident was a 10, and she didn't know her arm could reach that far. Donna stood there for a minute and thought, okay, I'm going to go back to my bunk. When she got there, she went under her covers and cried. While Donna was staying in the annex, this inmate was confined with Donna in there. Donna does not want to say who it is because she's learned you don't snitch or you'll be sorry. And Donna has seen that. She says, "I didn't even tell you," meaning her attorney, "for a while." The inmate was a big woman, over 6 foot tall and over 200 pounds. Donna said she was afraid of her after that. Donna did start getting that inmate commissary. Donna wipes her eyes, still very much shaking at this point in the testimony. Her attorney says to move this along, and she's admitting a few exhibits all at once. Donna explains you have an account where you can buy up to $40 a week in food that has protein. And for her, she likes to buy tuna fish with mayonnaise. She calls it substitute food. But the inmate did not want Donna buying her food. She wanted Donna to buy the packages that you order from outside the jail. Donna told the inmate she can't do that. You have to have someone on the outside to place that order. Those packages are $40 and then an additional $10 for packaging and shipping. The inmate would find Donna weekly in the bathroom area and tell her what she wanted ordered that week. Donna called Harvey to start buying those packages and just told him she wanted extra food. She did not tell him what happened. Harvey said, "Sure, honey," and started ordering. The food Donna would order for herself and the package for the inmate would come at the same time. Donna would carry her bin to where you get the items, put the items in, and then you go back to your bed. The inmate would send what Donna calls her minions and would tell Donna to pack up a certain number of things and meet in the bathroom. Donna would hide the items in her shirt. Someone would follow her there, and then they would do the swap. This continued until Donna went into protective custody. She went in on a Monday, and the last package came the next day on Tuesday for the inmate. Donna says she doesn't eat the noodles or chips, so it's still sitting in her room now. The room she is currently in is 6x9, and she's alone. The door is kept closed at all times, and she is allowed out for an hour on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then 20 minutes on Tuesday and Thursday. On the weekends, she doesn't get out. And during the time she is out of solitary, she tries to walk for 40 minutes, and then she'll take a shower. This time frame is also when you would do any laundry you have. Her understanding is being in protective custody, she shouldn't be around other inmates. She explains protective custody is right next to another pod, and Donna heard that her attacker was in that pod for a period of time, but Donna didn't see her. She said different guards have different rules. And since she's been in protective custody, some guards allow other inmates to be near Donna. One inmate knocked on her cell door asking for food. Donna said she would give her some of that extra food that was bought for the inmate, but Donna didn't know how to get it to her. The inmate gave the guard a hi sign, and then the guard buzzed the door open, and that girl, as well as another inmate, came in, and Donna gave them soup. That's not the only time she's been around others. On Tuesday of this week, the officer buzzed her door, and Donna thought the guard needed her. So she walked out of her cell, and there were half a dozen girls watching TV. Donna asked the guard what they needed, and the guard said it was actually an accident, so Donna went back in her cell. They move on to lack of sleep. Nighttime meds come between 11:30 p.m. and 2 a.m. One of the medications Donna gets is a sleep aid, and it takes about 30 minutes for her to fall asleep once she's taken it. For breakfast, she is usually woken up between 3 and 3:30 a.m. The night before this hearing, she was woken up around 3:10 in the morning. She tries to go back to sleep, but she never can. She gets minimal hours of sleep each night, maybe 2 or 3. Donna says older people don't need as much sleep as younger people, but due to a lack of sleep, she often feels foggy and can't focus. She's tired, and sometimes people are screaming or yelling, banging on their doors, and it sounds like a drum, so she can't go to sleep. Her attorney asks if she has legal documents, and Donna says 2 bins worth, but she's having a hard time going through them due to her lack of sleep. She can't call her attorneys from the tablet, and those calls are not recorded. When she was in the annex, she would have to call under her blanket to be able to hear, but inmates could hear what she was saying to her attorneys. One time, a guard was listening in on her call. She also had issues like Charlie with dropped calls, and at times they cannot hear due to static. And Donna tells her attorney, "You've been complaining I have shortness of breath and that I'm breathing so hard, it's hard for you to hear me." Donna says that she would agree to do whatever the judge saw fit to monitor her if she's put out on bond, and she would stay in Tallahassee with her husband, Harvey. Donna says it would be great just to get a good night's sleep. Her attorney asks if the medical conditions she's complaining of, have they ever offered for you to see a doctor outside of the jail? And Donna says no. Cross-exam, Prosecutor Dugan. After the shower incident and you said no, did the inmate ever try that again? No. You told the investigator that inmate is gone, and Donna said she left shortly after that incident. For the arm twisting incident in October of last year, you said you reported that in February of this year, but you won't give the name to the investigator? And Donna says no. The prosecutor says, if you gave the name, she would be separated and you could be back in general population. Donna said even then she wouldn't because the inmate had a half a dozen girls that came up to her at some point. Does solitary give you a quiet space to prepare for trial? Donna says yes, but it would be helpful if she could get some sleep. Donna says she does get one-on-one meetings with her attorney. For the sciatic nerve in December of last year, were you offered a steroid injection and also a dose pack, but you declined? The defense objects to the state using Donna's medical records based on prior objections. The judge asked the state if they can show these records were not the ones obtained by investigator Newland. No, they were from him, but the defense opened the door, talking about how many times Donna was seen by medical staff and what was not done. The judge is like, I'll allow it, and the witness can answer. Donna said she told the staff member she had an injection in her spine, and the doctor told her they don't do those injections, but could give her oral steroids. Donna said she knew the injection worked, but was told they couldn't do it, and she would need to see a specialist. The prosecution shows Donna a document saying she was offered the injection as well as the dose pack, but Donna said she would need to speak to her physician. Donna says they told me they don't give injections in the spine, and she doesn't remember that being offered. She remembers the offer for the oral medication, but Donna knows what works and what doesn't. For the shoulder and arm pain, did you report mild pain? Donna said she heard the witness testify to that, and she couldn't believe it. Donna told her it was a burning pain, but never a mild pain. They show her a document saying positive for mild pain and limited upper extremity range of motion. But you're saying that's not what you told the doctor? Donna says, I never told the doctor mild pain. Had I read that and needed to sign it, I would have said, I didn't say that. The state points out her x-ray was negative for fractures or dislocation, and Donna says it's just pain. Chest x-ray was clear, and you ultimately got the Band-Aid and the Neosporin for your arm. Donna says yes within a day or two. If you're given bond, you say you will stay in Tallahassee, but when you were afraid of being arrested, you hoped you could get to the airport in time. Okay, this is a stretch, y'all, but let's see what Donna says. She wasn't afraid of being arrested. And the state asks, well, what were you hoping to get there in time for? Donna sort of stumbles at first and says she and Harvey were shocked and traumatized by what happened with Charlie being found guilty. Harvey told her they needed peace and to be able to catch their breath, and Donna thought it was a good idea. The state says you weren't trying to go to Vietnam so you wouldn't be extradited. Donna says we've been there with friends and it's a place of peace. Harvey said if we go to a non-extradition country and they decide to arrest her or him, they wouldn't be sitting in a foreign prison waiting for months to be sent back. We could just buy a ticket and go home. My understanding is I could turn myself in if that's what they wanted. The prosecutor says, but you were hoping to make it out of America in time before you were arrested. Donna says Harvey wanted to get away. That's what we wanted. We asked our attorneys and they said there's no pending charges and no warrants. So if you want to go, go. Prosecutor says, but Dan Rashbaum told you knowing what they're thinking up there, I don't know if you'll make it out in time. I really don't know, but you might, or you might get to the airport and they'll stop you. It could happen. You went to the airport knowing it could happen. And when you were looking where to go a couple of days after Charlie's trial, you looked for non-extradition countries so you could get back faster in order to be arrested in the United States. Donna says, no, maybe I watched too many TV shows or movies. I've seen where people are stuck in third world countries in jail just waiting. And if they want us here, we'll buy a ticket and turn ourselves in. The state asked Donna, "You couldn't do that in any country?" And Donna says, "No, I mean, I'm not law enforcement, but it appears they would notify law enforcement in that country and then they could hold you." The judge reminds everybody we are getting into overtime and get to the most pertinent part. So you weren't trying to go to a country with no extradition, so you wouldn't be arrested in this case. And Donna says no. On redirect, you were offered an x-ray for your shoulder, but not an MRI. Donna says that's correct. And then she's off the stand. The defense says they wanted to say they tried to get a no-fly order. A letter was received after Donna's arrest. They got a response that there is not an open dispute of a no-fly order. The defense just did not want to misrepresent that to the court. Also, the reason the attorney talked about Donna getting outside care is they were told with a court order she could get outside medical care, but they did not know she could get it without a court order. The state calls a witness who is a criminal investigator at the jail. She investigated the October incident where Donna alleges her arm was twisted. There's no video in the bathroom area, and Donna didn't say who it was. But if Donna had told the name, they could make sure the two inmates were not housed together or in any classes together. Since no name was given, the only option was to move Donna into protective custody. When the witness told Donna she would be sent to solitary, Donna said she felt safer there and it gives her some peace and quiet to review legal materials. That was all for that witness, and there was no cross. The last witness called for this hearing is a gentleman who oversees the classification units in the jail. He's asked how the jail handles inmates who pressure other inmates to buy canteen. They would interview the inmate, and depending on what is said, they would separate them and do an incident or disciplinary report. There's people to report this stuff to at all times. There's been no allegations to staff by Donna about the canteen issue prior to this month. There was no cross. And the last part was very fast. I mean, literally, Prosecutor Dugan could be one of those auctioneers, and she is just naming off all of the things they are admitting to support their position. She shouldn't be let out on bond. They admit Donna's probable cause affidavit, Charlie's trial transcript, jail calls from November 7th, and the transcript, the chat with Vietnam on WhatsApp about getting a visa, excerpts from a WhatsApp conversation between Charlie and Donna, and a letter from the Markel family regarding their wishes for bond. The defense renews their objection about the calls and the transcript. And the final arguments for the Arthur standard. Transcript from Charlie's trial. Emails show motivation for the crime due to Donna's hatred of Dan and Donna strategizing ways for Wendy and the boys to come back to South Florida. Thousands of dollars in checks to Katie Magbanois, signed by Donna, even though Katie never worked for them. Charlie gave Katie money that Katie delivered to the hitmen. Katie learned Donna had been to Charlie's house that night, and Donna washed the money because it was damp when Katie got it. Donna and Harvey traveled to Orlando that night. Donna texted to Charlie, "I'm outside your house," and cell phone data shows that is consistent with her text. 1 hour and 9 minutes are unaccounted for, and it could be consistent with Donna taking the money to Charlie and waiting for him outside his house. They mentioned that hot mic call and her wanting to leave the country. Donna looked this up over and over because she said it changes as far as what countries are extradition and non-extradition countries. Donna mentioned Korea and China. They have the chat about the Vietnam visa. They told Donna the messages are encrypted. She started the process of getting the visa on November 7th, less than 24 hours after Charlie's guilty verdict. She said she needed an emergency fast-track visa, and when asked if she wants one for 30 or 90 days, she says 90. Donna paid and got nervous and texts in all caps saying she hasn't got the visa yet. She did get it just in time and was arrested just before going onto the jetway and just before she was about to leave with a one-way ticket to Vietnam. They got texts after her arrest. WhatsApp messages from August of 2016. Donna and Charlie are workshopping ideas that maybe the killer was a coke dealer and Danny was buying drugs. There is no mention of the extortion that Charlie testified to at his trial. And they also have the letter from the Markel family. They feel they've met their burden. Nobody else who was arrested tried to flee before their arrest. She is a flight risk more now than ever because she's been arrested. They go over her complaints about jail, and the prosecution says it's not the Four Seasons. The defense says Donna is not the men who shot Dan. Did they hold Charlie? The proof against him is very different. She had bad things to say about her son-in-law before he was killed. She cut the paychecks at Charlie's instruction that were given to Katie. When Wendy called Donna and told them Dan had been killed, Donna and Harvey got in their car. They're elderly. The timeline they say about pre-washed money is not enough, and what they have is speculation. Her attorney mentions Donna's weight gain. The state can't protect her in jail. There are no cameras in the shower. They say Donna is willing to expose the name of the inmate in an in-camera hearing, but not publicly. They say the state cannot protect Donna from retaliation. The judge says the sheriff has a constitutional responsibility to all inmates, and Donna can pursue a writ of mandamus if the sheriff doesn't fulfill his obligations. The defense says she is an elderly 75-year-old with medical issues. She's not getting sleep, maybe an hour or two each night. She's on trial for her life in a town where everyone thinks she's guilty. The mafia mother who planned the homicide and had Dan Markel killed. We can't prep for a trial under these circumstances. We can't be at the jail a lot. We're not criticizing the sheriff's office or the jail, but we can't prepare her to testify or prep for her defense, and it's frustrating. Our calls get cut off a lot. I have to yell because her breathing is so loud I can't hear her. She didn't flee. She was told there was no warrant for her arrest. They all could travel. So her defense team is asking they put limits on her to allow her to be out on bond, go to her doctors, and prep for trial. The judge will rule later. Kind of wonder, did we just hear a little hint of what's to come at trial? Is Donna going to take the stand? Very interesting. We will see. That wraps up that hearing. Appreciate you guys being patient on how long it's taken to get both of these out, but I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and we will see you soon.